Hello there, welcome to Sheffield, welcome to Victoria Quays on the Sheffield and Tinsley Canal. But today we're coming to have a look at one of Sheffield's lesser celebrated former stations, well, good station really, and that's the Sheffield Park station, just behind me over there. It's 30 degrees today, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm looking a bit hot and flustered. So these two pillars, now I featured these on my Sheffield and Tinsley Canal video, where this is where I learned of the existence of this station that we're looking at today. So two pillars, lovely artwork on there, just to celebrate the anniversary of the canal in 2019. There's the station, the other side of the canal. So I'll take you down in a moment and show you just where the approach to the station came from. Which was just over there. Anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. I'm going under here for some shade. So I'm stood under the Wicker Viaduct, as you can see there, erected 1848. So just above me is the old Manchester, Sheffield and Lincolnshire Railway, or as it was later known, the Great Central Railway. Sheffield Victoria, just there, literally just behind us there, and going back that way will be towards Nottingham, Leicester, London, the Great Central Railway. So I've just come to have a walk around the old site of that park, good station. So it's on top of a set of archways that we'll go and see in a moment. We'll have a good walk around there and see what's left. I suppose the site that you might know these days, Sheffielders, for the last 20 years or so, it's been the site of the Hilton Hotel. I think it's another chain now, I can't remember which one, but it's not very celebrated, and there doesn't seem to be a massive amount of information online about this old good station, but it did look like it was a fair size, so it's probably best to show you with a couple of old maps. Looking at maps going back over the years, Sheffield was littered with old stations, good yards in places that modern folk would never ever dream that there would be a railway presence. There's the former Wicker goods yard on the site of the current day Tesco superstore, the old City goods station on the approach down the parkway towards Park Square roundabout are just two examples. Nearby we also had nunnery goods, bridge houses, and of course the well-known Sheffield Victoria station. Just next door to our Park goods station, and just to the south of the Canal basin, was the City goods station. It's annotated on old maps as part of the London and North Western Railway Company. It was accessed by a tunnel from where roughly the site of the current Nunnery Supertram depot. Nothing remains of City goods station these days. If you ever drive into Sheffield on Sheffield Parkway, just on the approach to Park Square roundabout, you would be driving through the former site of the City goods station. But in this episode we're focusing on the former Great Central Railway's Park goods station, as unlike the City goods station there is actually remains left to look around. I'm unsure of the actual opening date, answers in the comment section please if you do know, but it's safe to assume that it was the last quarter of the 19th century. The station closed in the mid-1960s as the goods and railway facilities began their modernisation and rationalisation plan. I've just highlighted the location where those two pillars are situated, and we're going to be walking along this retaining wall. And I'll keep flashing this map up as we make our way around the old station. It's the view from up on the ring road. You can see those two pillars. You can see the station there, the other side of the canal. So we can get a good view from those two pillars to where the railway crossed straight onto the top of the goods station here. So quite a bit remaining of the infrastructure of this old goods yard and its access, like underneath this archway, so the line would have come over the top of us. Little arches built in underneath as well. So we can go on top. Let's go and have a look. Right, so we're on top of those arches now. Let's come up those stairs. See the arches down that side. Nice view of the quays as well. So we're stood on top, well, part of what would have been the old goods station. Never been up here, it's quite nice. But yeah, it's quite, of all the disused stations in Sheffield, Victoria over there, this is the one where I think it's probably the most that you can actually walk around and see. I mean, on that side it's just a car park now, but look, you can see a lot of old brickwork down there, can't you? I'm inside that car park, the other side of the wall. Just come to have a look. I am actually parked in it, that's how I've managed to get in here. You do need a ticket. So it cost me £2. Not bad for city centre parking, and I got to park in the shade as well. So that's the top of the station where we were stood on top of there. I had no idea you could walk along the top of these arches, to be honest. It's a nice view of the quays there and the canal. Best Western Hotel on top. Sheffielders might know that more commonly as the old site of the Hilton. So we're coming up to the end of the arches by the look of things, in this little lovely row of houses. Quick look at that map again, and we're just stood there just at the end of where that line terminates. So we can see there's like a ramp going around the corner there, and we can quite clearly see that row of terraced houses. So we'd assume this would be the end of the goods shed, and what we're going down here is some kind of approach or loading access down to road level, which snakes all the way behind these houses, doesn't it, look? We've got this information board. If we just look at this picture here, we can see the wagons on top of the archway where we've just been walking. And again there as well, just behind the crane. It does snake round quite a lot, doesn't it? It's far from a straight edge. But look, all these arches will be repurposed now into some big businesses, bars, cafes. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video of a quick walk around the old Park Goods Station. This is episode 1 of a couple of videos that I'm doing on Sheffield's lost railway stations. So keep your eye out very soon for part 2, which is going to be on the old Sheffield Victoria station. But that's all for now. So as always, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you again very soon.